And it's time for our Sunday specials. Nigeria's airports have recently been in the spotlight, not for upgrades, but expansion rather, but for a growing number of confrontations between passengers and aviation staff, both in the terminals and mid-flight. From disputes over flight rules to disagreements during boarding, these incidents are sparking conversations about passenger conduct, airline rights, and the role of regulators. Uloma Onyemachi has more on this.
Madam, I beg come for make I pass. Everybody that leave the restaurant, come for make I pass.
What began as an in-flight disagreement over phone use policy ended with Miss Comfort Emanson being violently dragged off an Ibom Air flight and accused of assaulting crew members and damaging airline property. The airline operators of Nigeria made a swift decision to impose a life ban on her. Then came her arrest, court proceedings, remand at the Kirikiri Correctional Center, and a whirlwind of public reaction. Many Nigerians called the ban excessive, and the Nigerian Bar Association outrightly condemned the arrest.
I learned from the bits and pieces of videos we've seen and then the statements by the parties involved that she was told to switch off her phone, and of course that is for her safety because they want to avoid interception either with the receivers and on the airplane. But the enforcement by, especially by the security outfits, do I want them to have enforced more decently? Yes, that would be my take. So it will weigh heavily on the possibility of a live ban, which I think is extreme.
After consultations, the Minister of Aviation stepped in, ordering the withdrawal of the case. However, at the initial start of the drama, Ibom Air told TVC News that its intention was never to humiliate a passenger.
As the video was taken on board, we had several other people that were not in the employ of Ibom Air, around the vicinity. And so anyone could have, taken that video. I can tell you categorically that that video was not released by us. No self-respecting airline would, go about their business with the intention of humiliating or taking any passenger out of their aircraft in other ways, in a way rather than decent.
From Lagos to Benin, Abuja to Uyo, such situations are becoming increasingly visible. In one airport, a high-profile passenger was caught on camera in a heated exchange with airline staff. In another, popular musician Kwam One was accused of attempting to delay a flight, and his actions were widely condemned. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has issued warnings that unruly behavior, whether by passengers or staff, will no longer be tolerated.
An airport is meant to be a safe getaway for passengers traveling to their various destinations. But this calm may be slowly disappearing. In recent weeks, we have seen very uncivilized activities from air passengers to airline staff. Tempers are flaring from the boarding gates, behind the counter, and even the terminals. We are here at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport to find out from other air passengers their views on the most recent incident, the Ibom Air passenger that was filmed assaulting airline staff. We're here to find out if that situation was handled in the best way possible.
I'm more interested in the lady's case. For starters, there is no justification to disobeying laid down rules. The lady was wrong from what I heard. The way and manner she was moved out of that flight, I think was dehumanizing.
They did not exercise extreme caution. Two persons cannot get mad at the same time. If the girl was mad, it behoves the airline crew to comport themselves very well.
But when I go through my phone, I saw it. I feel bad about what happened to the lady. No matter what she does, at least she's a human being. And she's a customer.
We should condemn bad behavior by transporters, people who are traveling by air. They should maintain decorum each time they find themselves in the air, because air is not a thing you play or you tamper.
Both parties are wrong. She shouldn't have slapped her, and she too shouldn't have stripped her naked.
For the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, the rules remain clear. Section 45, subsection 3 of the Civil Aviation Act of 2022 says refusing aviation security screening amounts to 500,000 naira minimum as fine. Section 84, subsection 3A says violence at an aerodrome causing or likely to cause serious injury or death is an offense. Section 84, subsection 3B says this offense is punishable by a minimum of 2 million naira fine or at least 5 years imprisonment. The Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection in this exclusive reiterated the laws for air passengers. Phones must be switched off during takeoff and landing.
If you are asked to switch to airplane mode, obey. You can do it. If you are asked to turn it off, obey. It is not a whether or not. You must comply with the regulations at all times.
Despite the minister's intervention, he says investigation to get all sides of the story is ongoing and eyewitnesses will be interviewed, at least to avert a repeat.
One thing people need to understand is that the NCA does not have the power to ban travel passengers. So the NCA did not ban Kwan 1. Okay. The NCA did not ban this woman. The NCA issued an advisory to the airline operators of Nigeria in the case of Kwan 1. You guys need to place this passenger on a no-fly list for safety consent, safety and security consent. And this also puts to rest the actions of the CAA in the Kwan 1 case, puts to rest the allegations of complicity because he's a big man. The CAA, if it were that way, the CAA would not have done its job or taken the steps that we took. Investigations need to take a little bit of time. Today I've announced that other passengers who witnessed closely what happened during that flight should come forward and volunteer information. We'll take all of this, we'll look at CCTV footage, we'll look at, examine all of the videos that are sent in by various stakeholders.
As the case winds down, many questions remain in the minds of Nigerians, including how can trust be rebuilt between passengers, airlines and regulators? What modalities will now be put in place to prevent such occurrences? Where do air passengers' rights end? And is airline policy a dictatorship for Nigerians or a necessary enforcement of global safety standards? However, what is clear is that these recurring incidents are forcing broader conversations about civility, safety and procedure in Nigeria's aviation sector. But it will serve as a reminder to both passengers and crew that the rules are in place to keep the skies and terminals safe for all. Uloma Emachi, TVC News, Abuja.